Studying energy, mechatronics, and programming is only possible. A mechanic. A gunner who studies range, beam focusing, accuracy, and light energy. Gun research, bullets, thermonuclear, grenades, elemental magic. Ammunition experts. Focusing on physical skills, firearms usage, dark magic, and speed. Roaming gunslinger. A super soldier who transforms his body into a machine and possesses super strong tactical attacks. The Metal Warrior. Through the journey to the world of pirates, Shinzo and Big Bear, Ivankov, and others escaped from the Valley of the Gods at the beginning. Crazy research on various sharpshooters inheriting technology. Top WarThe edition of Divine Photos made everyone nervous. Red Dog. Hmph, what can just one person do? Warring States period. One person. He can launch an unprecedented war against us alone. White Beard. Kuralala. I didn't expect this war maniac to come. Shen Zhao. Ace, you're going to die. Let me transform you into my warrior, and together we will launch a war against the world government and the Tianlong people. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 2. The Technological Inheritance of the 5 Series Gunslinger. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sharpshooter. It is a profession specifically created in the heavenly realm for war in Dungeons and Warriors, with a total of 5 paths to follow. Each path has 3 awakenings. They are: Roaming Gunslinger, Gun God, Flying Wings, Heavenly Sky. Roaming Gunslinger. Known for its powerful physical skills and flashy and rapid marksmanship. And due to the pursuit of speed, he entered the field of dark magic. Infuse dark elements to strengthen the body. Although magic is only an aid, it also provides powerful power for the wandering gunman. He is a fast shooter known for his fast-moving attacks. Skilled at using mobile movements to identify enemy weaknesses. With the addition of fancy shooting techniques, roaming gunslinger has become a true trendy profession. Roaming gunmen have mastered the unique shooting skills of shooting enemies in any position and at any time, such as random shooting and mobile shooting. But don't think that roaming is a character that primarily focuses on long-range attacks. Its excellent physical skills are sufficient to withstand close combat professions such as fighting and ghost swords. Main research. Physical skills, pistol usage, magic, speed. Materials. Mechanist. Mechanical god of war. Mechanical leader. Chongshao, mechanist. Mechanists are the only profession among sharpshooters capable of controlling highly intelligent machines. The research on mechanical aspects is very in depth. When facing such an opponent, you must not take it lightly. You will face a massive intelligent mechanical force. Crowds of robots, aerial combat machinery, machine gun turrets, bombers, and even space technology, Fist of Gaboga. However, the most terrifying thing is the detonating device in his hand. Main research. Energy, mechatronics, programming, intelligence. Materials. Gunner. Rampage. Destroyer. Chongshao. Gunner. A true expert in heavy firearms. Whether it's anti-tank guns, flamethrowers, lasers, quantum bombs, or even satellite radiation, they can be applied effortlessly. The biggest feature of this character is the long-range strike. Kill the enemy thousands of miles away. Gunmen are definitely the most feared opponents on the battlefield. You can only perceive his presence when you fall down. So you have to constantly guard against their figures. Main research. Heavy weapon use, beam focusing, precision long-range shooting, photothermal reaction. Materials. Ammunition expert. General. Battlefield ruler. Chongshao. Ammunition expert. A true grenade, the master of bullets. Proficient in using various attribute ammunition and grenades for attacks. They are skilled marksmen in the power of bullets and have excellent skills in making bullets. They can use bullet belts to increase the number of bullets. It can also drive bullets with special attributes such as cryobombs and scorching bullets to instantly penetrate the enemy's heart, causing a fatal blow. Their crossfire and gasoline bomb skills enable them to attack enemies over a wide range. The continuous study of the power of ammunition is destined to make them the protagonists in quelling this chaotic world. Main research. Firearms, bullets, thermonuclear, grenades, elements. Materials. Alloy warrior. Steel heart. Superpower terminator. Chongshao. Alloy warrior. Metal warriors crawl out of the dead and use Gilzy technology to transform their dying bodies into machines. Possessing a powerful force far beyond the human body. Proficient in tactical attacks. He is a highly aggressive super warrior. These 5 are the 5 directions in which sharpshooters can transform and develop. Every awakening on each path can lead to a qualitative leap. Reaching a second awakening is extremely terrifying. If we really want to achieve 3 awakenings, then there is no problem destroying this planet. It can be said that it is a world-shaking cry of ghosts and gods. Even achieving just 1 sleep is enough to become the top powerhouse in this world. So the golden finger of the divine light is definitely extremely powerful and has great potential. The disadvantage is that you need to take it step by step slowly. After all, technology needs to be improved bit by bit. It's not like having these technologies in your mind can immediately come up with them, right? There are still many things needed among them. We need a massive amount of funds. A large amount of resources are required. It takes a long time. And currently the 2 pistols in the waist of the 12-year-old Shinzo are the result of his hard work over the past year. A shootout revolver. A 52-round automatic pistol. These 2 guns were finally pieced together based on the technology in my mind in this year's Divine Photos. Whoosh. Shwa. Shen Zhao quickly shuttled through the canyon, and after running for 10 minutes, he finally ran out of the canyon and came to a jungle. Enter. Without any hesitation, Shen Zhao plunged into the jungle. Entering the jungle can buy more time. Whoosh. Shen Zhao, like tireless, has unleashed all the strength he has worked hard to comprehend and train over the past year. The wandering gunslinger draws on the dark magical power of the dark side to strengthen the body and perceive darkness. Having physical strength and speed beyond the limits of the human body. And the perfect combination of pistols and physical skills is very impressive. Half an hour later, to plunder resources and destroy the country, while also playing a game of slaughtering its people. There are about 100,000 Tutu on the island, and in 3 weeks they will all be dead, not a single one left. Unbelievable, right? Is this really human? This kind of thing. Shen Zhao, who was cautiously advancing in the jungle, suddenly heard impassioned words. God shines upon my heart with a movement. Without hesitation, he rushed towards the direction of the sound. Isn't it true that as long as we live for 3 weeks, we can regain our freedom? On a clearing in the jungle, a handcuffed slave said with tears streaming down his face. Believe them ghosts, the number of survivors from previous conferences was all 0, okay. We have to escape. Damn it. Just as Ivankov, who was young but still had such a big head, roared angrily. A figure that darted out like a cheetah startled him. Has it been found? I'm going to be killed. The other slaves all showed an extremely frightened expression, thinking that the Tianlong people had come to find them. Don't be nervous, I'm not that scumbag, I just didn't expect anyone to run faster than me. The faint voice of the divine light rang out. The slaves quickly looked over. I saw a child aged 12 or 13. Although her face is young, her figure is tall and slender. And there is a eerie dark aura all around, making people feel like there is nothing. Seeing that it was just a child, everyone present clearly breathed a sigh of relief. We didn't run fast, but escaped early from the ship that was holding slaves. Who are you? A man and a woman, 2 children, stood in front of everyone. The boy has a big head and is Ivankov, currently 14 years old. The girl is very cute and agile, with a head of pink hair. Her name is Ginny, and she is 12 years old, just like Shen Zhao. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 1. The Gods Valley Incident Outbreaks. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Time, 1484 Hai Yuanli Location, Shihai, a country called God's Canyon. Abbreviated as Valley of the Gods. Because there are 2 towering peaks adjacent to this huge island, with a canyon in the middle that resembles a line of sky. Like being split by a divine sword. In addition, with abundant resources, the people are prosperous. It's like a place favored by the gods. So it is named God. But on this day, as the world's aristocrats, known as the Heavenly Dragon Men, poured out and arrived with hundreds of naval vessels. The Valley of God has ushered in the end. The Canyon of the Gods has now been confirmed to have an incredibly rich collection of resources on this shameless island that dares to claim to be a god. Next, we will hold the customary 3-year Hunting Humans conference on this island. After the meeting, this island will belong to the world government. The Tianlong people enthusiastically gathered nearly 100,000 people from the Divine Valley into the canyon and made a declaration. You are so reckless that you treat slaughtering the people as a game. This is our country, it belongs to me and the people. The king of the Valley of Gods, wearing a crown, roared angrily. Shwa! With a flash of sword light, the king's head had already fallen to the ground. Oh, how handsome! Green Saint! Please be calm and not impatient. Killing the king before shouting "Start" doesn't count as points. The one who made the move was Fergalando Grimm, a member of the Heavenly Dragon Knights. Has an exaggerated crescent hairstyle. Is this the father of the legendary red-haired Shanks? Among the people gathered in the Valley of God, a tall child of 12 or 13 years old silently watched as the crowd gathered. This young man's name is Shen Zhao. He is a traveler. I traveled to the Valley of God country in the world of One Piece a year ago. This human hunting conference is the same as before. In addition to the indigenous people becoming prey with points, Tuatu, there are also those disobedient slaves and sinners. Woohoo! Amidst the grins and cheers of the Tianlong people, the people of the Divine Valley looked on both sides. There are 2 large cages, inside which are handcuffed slaves and criminals. Did those kids who stole get caught? Especially that Bacanian kid. In the distant valley Saturn, one of the 5 old stars, is holding a cane to inquire. I have already sent someone to catch them, but it's not a big deal. Anyway, they are also in a state of being hunted. A soldier respectfully replied. Satan Saint nodded without hesitation. Explain the rules here. All of you are Tuatu with points, but the level of each Tuatu is different. Let's divide it. There are approximately 100,000 indigenous people, including slaves and criminals. Among them, there are a total of 13 SR rabbits, each worth 10,000 points. There are a total of 150 Tuatu students, each with 1,000 points. There are a total of 200 hunters from the world's nobility, and the hunting will last for 3 weeks. The winner will have an incredibly rich prize. There are 6 treasure chests placed on the stage, which are the prizes for this time. Tuatu, you have 1 hour to escape. In 1 hour, the hunters will take action. Run away, dodge, and strive to live on. After living for 3 weeks, you will become free people and be let go. Ha ha ha. The Tianlong people cheered excitedly. There are those who bet and those who are eager to start hunting. Children, look good. Gringotts wore a smile that was sure to win. Gregory, you can't win the championship again this time. The trophy will belong to my Manmaya family. I have to seize the opportunity. Other young Tianlong people are also eager to give it a try. It seems that the Tianlong people are not all waste. With accumulated resources over hundreds of years, becoming a strong person is much easier than ordinary people. Shen Zhao sneered in his heart, with a calmness in his eyes that was not suitable for his age. The battle of the Valley of Gods has just come like this. We need to find the Tyrant Bear and Ivankov, but it seems they're not here. Shining gaze kept scanning the cages on both sides. It was ultimately determined that the future Tyrant Bear and revolutionary veteran Ivankov were not in the slave cage. I should have escaped, and I also want to stay away from the center of this vortex. Although I'm a bit sorry for my hometown, which I quite like, I don't have the strength yet. Time is too short. My technology is not strong enough. Shen Zhao thought this way. My whole body has become tense and ready. Prepare 3, 2, 1. Escape. The Tianlong people announced the start of the competition, and the slaves were also released to join the people of the Valley of God. They have an hour's escape time. Help. How could such a cruel and inhumane thing be allowed? Is this the world government? If this is a nightmare, please wake me up quickly. Using humans as toys is not normal at all. The people of the Valley of God fled in pain, their eyes filled with despair. The entire island has been surrounded by hundreds of naval fleets, and it is impossible to escape from the island. Can only wander aimlessly on the island. Whoosh! And the divine light, which had been prepared for a long time, moved at the moment of announcing the start. Running towards the outside of the canyon like a leopard. Hey, look at that kid's rabbit removal speed. Well, it's almost possible to level up to R. Just mention it. I've almost reached the level where I'm about to comprehend dominance. So small, it's a pity to kill it. Let's just make it a slave. Shen Zhao's leading action also caught the attention of the hunters above. They were talking with smiles on their faces. Just treat it as a fun thing. Yes, Tianlong people, continue to be so arrogant. When my God Gunslinger technology in the heavenly realm improves in the future, I will let you know what it means. War. While Shen Zhao fled, Yu Guang also kept observing the movements of the Tianlong hunters on stage. At the same time, be ruthless in your heart. Shen Zhao has been traveling to this world for a year now, although there is no system or anything, there is also his own golden finger. After the divine light travels through, the complete inheritance of the 5 series sharpshooters in Dungeon and Warriors comes to mind. Moreover, the divine light itself, like the divine marksman from the heavenly realm, has slightly longer limbs than ordinary people. And with a head of white hair. It looks very beautiful. The things in Alan's mind are extremely vast and grand. It is a set of incredibly powerful and perfect technologies that fully serve the purpose of war. There is a vast amount of knowledge about dark magic elements, firearms modification, metal processing, chemical power, electromechanical programs, mechanical manufacturing, human body mechanical modification, thermonuclear fusion, quantum engineering, and more. It is precisely the skill of the sharpshooter in the previous game Dungeon Warrior. And it's all 5 types across the entire series. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 3. The Rocks Pirates Attack with Might. You are listening at novelfull.audio. These 2 children stood in front of the slaves, staring at the divine light with a guarded expression. There is also a tall and muscular child next to him who is very eye-catching. It is the future tyrant bear. My name is Shen Zhao, and I am an indigenous person from the Valley of God. Are you all slaves of the Tianlong people? I am very interested in what you just said. Shen Zhao looked at Ivankov and whispered softly. Are you talking about the escape? Ivankov asked. Yes, you have a way to escape and come here early. I believe you have a plan to escape, right? As God spoke, he looked at the future tyrant bear with scars all over his body and couldn't help but sigh. You're really tall. Although you look young, you're probably over 2 meters old, right? My name is Bartholomew Big Bear, I am 9 years old this year. Shin was taken aback for a moment, then smiled gently with a hint of nervousness. He is the last Bacanian, I heard they have the bloodline of giants. The cute and agile Ginny quickly added. Of course we have a plan, but we need to get rid of these handcuffs first. Ivankov saw this and approached a tall fish man with sharp teeth. Chong. The fisherman directly bit off Ivankov's iron handcuffs. I am truly a shark fish man, this bite force is amazing. Ivankov rode. Indeed, there are innate advantages. Shen Zhao also nodded beside him. Each race in this world has its own advantages, and some talents are very powerful. For example, the Lunaria tribe of Jin. Well, it's the first time someone has praised me like this. The fish man scratched his head with some embarrassment. So the plan is like this, the prize of this competition is the key to our escape. Ivankov said at this moment. Prizes. Everyone was puzzled. Shen Zhao raised his eyebrows. The strongest level demon fruit that can transform into a green dragon after eating it. There is also a meatball fruit that can take you or others flying to distant islands. These two are on this island, used by the Tianlong people as prizes. Cute Ginny chuckled and said. Although she was dirty and blood-stained, she appeared very cheerful and optimistic. Not bad, we need to pin our hope on these two devil fruits. As long as one of us eats that meatball fruit and sends dozens of people through the encirclement of the navy, it's no problem. Everyone cheer up. Ivankov also cheered everyone on. I can't tell at all that these two people are children, but they seem like qualified leaders. But the prize is in the canyon at the center of the island, which is the stronghold of the Tianlong people, and I saw that one of the 5 old stars, the Satan Holy City, has arrived and we can't even get it. Shen Zhao suddenly spoke out. It depends on fate. Ivankov certainly knew this, and as he spoke, he looked at the little Ginny next to him. I am an expert in stealing and eavesdropping on communication. I spread intelligence about this island 2 weeks ago, and maybe someone will receive it. Ginny smiled and said. What if I receive it? Who dares to smash the Tianlong people's field? There are still 100 warships guarding outside. A slave asked. It's hard to say, I heard that a treasure from the pirates' paradise, Beehive Island, was stolen by the Tianlong people and used as a prize. Maybe they will come and snatch it back, and do you have any other way? Ivankov paid no attention. Even if there is no external interference, if we have a bait, there is still a possibility of success in this combat plan. Ginny said again. Bait. Are you saying to use a bait to attract the Tianlong people to chase after, and others will quietly steal and immediately eat the demon fruit when they discover it? The divine light suddenly appeared. Yes, that's it. Ginny nodded. Then let me be the bait. I have a big physique and should live longer than others. I don't want to see anyone die. Xiongdun smiled and raised his hand. Everyone silently looked at this large child with a gentle expression on his face. The spirit of sacrifice of bears moved them all. Especially the older slaves, there was a feeling of being ashamed of themselves. Hey ha, Big Bear said, well, I won't let you be killed. Let's escape from the Valley of Gods together. Ivankov shouted excitedly, with a hopeful expression on his face. Are these the people who will stir up the future? Indeed, they have been different since childhood. Shen Zhao sighed. If you want to go back, as an indigenous person, I know a relatively hidden path. Shin Dao. That's even better. Let's go back and ambush first, wait for the opportunity. The group carefully sneaked back. 2 hours after the hunters began their operations, the ancient sage of green has scored 100,000 points with lightning speed, which has only started for 2 hours. What a great strength! At this moment, the entire island is plunged into a bloody storm. 100,000 people. Even 100,000 Mantu must be eaten for 2 months, right? The entire Valley of Gods is filled with sounds of fighting, screaming, grinning, and bloodthirsty. Shen Zhao, are you okay? The bear sat down in front of Shen Zhao and asked softly. Everyone was hiding in a cave on the cliff of the canyon, listening to the screams outside and intentionally or unintentionally looking at the divine light. After all, Shen Zhao is an indigenous people. Of course it won't be okay, it's just that I'm powerless right now, but one day, I want the Tianlong people to repay their debts with blood. Shen Zhao's evil energy condensed in his eyes. Shen Zhao lived here for a year. A person without a father or mother is still a child. It's all thanks to the kind assistance of the neighbors around me that I live well. We can also obtain materials for making firearms. It can be said that Shen Zhao has eaten 100 meals this year. All of this, remember all the divine blessings in your heart. As long as you live, the Valley of God will not be destroyed, and someone will remember them. The bear comforted gently. Well, thank you, little bear. Shen Zhao also showed a warm smile. Bang, bang, bang. Just at this moment there was a deafening sound of gunfire coming from outside. The little ones from the rocks, pirates, come with me. At the same time, there was a voice full of vitality. Coming. The people hiding in the cave looked at each other in surprise. Get ready and take action when the opportunity arises. Ivankov excitedly said. Everyone nodded. Outside the canyon, hey, Lox, you bastard, who are you talking about as your little brother? The tall white beard held a childish knife, and his face was full of dissatisfaction. Oh, really, Newgate, why did you come too? In a tingling female voice, the beautiful and alluring Buckingham study jumped onto the back of Whitebeard. She is Miss Ba Jean, who will consider herself a woman with a white beard in the future. Look at your face, Stacy, don't rely on men. The beautiful woman with long hair and a snake wrapped around her body spoke coquettishly. Her name is Galoliosa, which means flame lily, the current former emperor of the Daughter Kingdom. She is also the future mother.in.law of New York. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. Lingling grabs fruits, the 5 old stars descend. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You're not much better, are you, Flame Flower? Let's fight and hide behind me, ha ha ha. The golden lion laughed with a pair of knives in hand. Hee hee, my baby is mine. Captain Jack is accustomed to drinking rum in large gulps. Whoever gets it counts, the thing must be mine. Charlotte Lingling, with a tall figure and a beautiful face, had an excited and wild expression on her face. Hey Lingling, it doesn't make sense for you to get it. You've already eaten a devil's fruit. Kaido, holding a wolf's tooth stick, roared behind Lingling. It seems that these people all feel like they have their own good friends. Kaido and Charlotte Lingling have a good relationship. The relationship between Whitebeard and Stucci is even more intimate. And Flame Flower is closer to the Golden Lion. Of course, there are also Captain Jack, Silver Axe, Wang Ji, and so on. Lox must have forgotten his original purpose, we need to go in and confirm quickly. White-bearded with a straight face. Who are you pretending to be the boss with? Be careful, I'll beat you all up. The Golden Lion looked dissatisfied. I heard Roger is also here, only that guy can't be let go. Kai Duo said fiercely. Young people, don't be impatient. Steadily snatching the treasure they want to grab and running away is the ultimate strategy. Do you still want to fight against the world government one by one? Charlotte Lingling sneered. So today is the day of the decisive battle, the Rocks Pirates. Study coquettishly said. Hee hee, everyone has the same idea. Captain Jack chuckled and drank. Put an end to everything today. Flame Flower's gaze is firm. The Rocks Pirates, login. The Rocks Pirates rushed in and received news that the Rocks Pirates were leading the way, and other major pirates were also coming. The Navy couldn't hold on. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's been a year now. Do you know how I spent this year? Roger is at the forefront. It seems like this is a bloody battle. Raleigh has a sharp gaze. Lo, Roger's pirates are also here. The island army and Tianlong people are in a mess. Let the navies all step down to protect the Tianlong people, these pirates will be dealt with by me, the Knights of the Gods. The experts from the Tianlong people have also come out. The leader is none other than Grim Saint. No, even with the Knights of the Gods, the Navy can't stop it at all. The navies looked at the major pirate groups breaking through warships and landing in all directions, feeling a bit desperate for a moment. Ha ha ha, tell me where Roger is. Another place. Kapu rolled up his sleeves and came excitedly with a large number of navies. The reinforcements have arrived. Yes, it's Lieutenant General Kapu. The Navy suddenly regained their morale. The big battle unfolded in an instant. The entire Valley of Gods is filled with explosive sounds, constantly shaking. Great chaos. Shine on this side. Ha ha ha, I got it. I didn't expect to have this once in lifetime opportunity. Is that it? Ivankov and the bear each held a demonic fruit. Ivankov's star has a blue scale-like surface. In the hand of the big bear is the devil's fruit in the shape of a cat meatball. Not far from the two of them, Shen Zhao was also holding a demon fruit in a daze. What fruit is this? I haven't seen the devil fruit illustrated book, but the dream fruit in my heart is swallow the fruit, absolutely not edible. God looked at the demon fruit in his hand and thought this way. Pick up a piece of rag next to it and wrap the demon fruit around it. Oh my, it's so close. I almost got eaten by you little brat. At this moment a tall and graceful figure rushed over in an instant. The powerful pressure is heart-wrenching. Charlotte Lingling grabbed the green dragon fruit in Ivankov's hand and snatched it away. Give me this one too. Charlotte Lingling gave a fierce smile and reached out to grab the fruit in the bear's hand. Big Bear, hurry up and eat it. Don't think about it, eat it quickly. Ivankov fell to the ground and shouted loudly. Me. The big bear was overwhelmed by Charlotte Lingling's spirit and couldn't move. As soon as the fruit is about to be caught by Lingling. Whoosh! Shen Zhao suddenly rushed to the side of the big bear. Swirl kick. I saw Shen Zhao propping his hands on the ground, his slender legs swinging like whips. The posture is very graceful, but the force is very strong, making a whoosh sound in the swing. Bang bang, two muffled sounds. The divine light struck the future mother's big hand with 2 consecutive feet. Surprisingly, I pulled my aunt's hand aside and the action of grabbing the meatball fruit was empty. This immediately angered Lingling. Spin kick. The most basic and powerful close-to-body technique of the sharpshooter. Use your slender legs to perform a magnificent spin kick technique, and unleash your full body strength with the help of your waist. Little devil. Lingling looked at Shen Zhao with a rising anger. Little bear, quickly eat the devil's fruit. Shen Zhao was stared at by Charlotte Lingling, and her hair stood on end. She quickly shouted. "Hmph." Charlotte Lingling took a step. But he still grabbed towards the big bear again. The other members of the Rocks pirates were busy fighting against the Dragon or Roger pirates as soon as they arrived. It seems that they all have some kind of grudge. Only Charlotte Lingling has a clear goal, just to find the devil's fruit. Bark and bustle. In the next moment the big bear has already eaten the meatball fruit. TSK, I was actually fooled by the little ghosts. Charlotte Lingling stopped at the sight and then turned her angry gaze to Shen Zhao. "Little bear, take a picture of me." Shen Zhao was seen sweating profusely and quickly shouted out to the bear. The current divine light dare not challenge the old lady, the strength gap is too great. I feel it, I'm coming. The big bear felt the power and quickly came over to take a divine photo. Bang! At this moment the bear was heavily bombarded out. I saw an old man full of energy already standing in the field. One of the 5 old stars, the god of scientific defense, the saint of Jagalushia Satan. Charlotte Lingling looked over with a solemn expression. Children of the Bacanian people, you only have 2 paths. Becoming a slave and dying. This is determined by history. Your people committed a great crime 800 years ago. Satan Saint didn't even glance at Charlotte Lingling. Obviously, I have already developed an arrogance that overlooks everything. Uncle, are you very prestigious? The big bear suddenly got up little by little. It's strange that some people are born high and mighty. If some people are born to be slaves, what is the meaning of being born? If I had just gained some kind of power, then I hope to save such a poor person like Nika, even if it's to save one more. The big bear stood up, his eyes becoming firm. That's why your tribe became extinct. The eyes of Satan Saint suddenly burst out with a strong killing intent. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 14. Instantly destroy the kingdom of Jelma. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Bang 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 bang. At this moment, there was a loud bombardment coming from ahead. Is it true that the firepower is covering the front, but my king-level fighter's turning ability will scare you? Shen Zhao sneered. Subsequently, the image of the kingdom of Jelma has been displayed on the screen after being read. Is this a war snail? Is it actually him? At a glance, Shen Zhao knew who the other person was. Hey, just right, let's broaden our horizons for this future colleague. Shen Zhao grinned. Red Queen, activate war mode. Use the Hydra missile to attack the enemy's firepower point, then drop a quarter of the grenades for indiscriminate coverage bombing. Simultaneously use M.137 Grim machine gun to strafe the ground. Shen Zhao mercilessly issued death orders one by one. Each command is enough to cause a significant increase in the number of deaths in the kingdom of Jelma. As Shen Zhao's words fell, the screen in front of him instantly turned red. And it displays a large amount of data and annotation points. Above is displayed every firepower point of the kingdom of Jelma, which has now been locked by the Red Queen. This represents the beginning of a mode of war. Outside Jiaji stared fixedly at the king-level fighter jet, and the next moment the king-level fighter jet was about to enter the area covered by firepower. But suddenly in a sharp howl, the advanced aircraft in Gotzi's eyes suddenly made a sharp turn. And roared and turned towards him. Not good, the speed is still so agile, and the other party has noticed us, ready to fight back with all their might. Jiaji suddenly felt something was wrong, and the other party's reaction was really too fast. It's like everything is under the control of the other party. Yes, immediately adjust the shooting direction and aim at the silver aircraft. The well-trained soldiers quickly prepared to adjust their direction. But it was already too late. I saw a row of sharp missiles suddenly protruding from both sides of the King-class fighter jet, and then these missiles burned flames at the tail, mercilessly shooting out. Shio. Rows of Hydra missiles were rapidly firing towards the Kingdom of Germa. But suddenly dispersed midway and shot towards different positions. Not good, they want to destroy our anti-aircraft firepower and stop him for me. Jiaji suddenly felt something was amiss and quickly ordered a counterattack. But the next moment, bang 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 bang. The snake-like missiles have accurately pierced the tops of each castle like sharp knives. In a series of powerful explosions, the tops of each castle were completely destroyed. Ah! Help! Prince Jiaji, save us! For Jelma! My legs were blown up. My hands! Bang, bang, bang! The kingdom of Jelma fell into complete chaos amidst screams, roars, and explosions. Damn it, the strike is so precise and the firepower is extremely terrifying. What kind of weapon is this? It's so easy to destroy our defense fortifications. Jiaji gritted his teeth and stared at the silver flying aircraft that had already flown overhead. Shio. At this moment the bottom of the aircraft suddenly opened, followed by bullet-shaped howitzers being dropped one by one. Not good. It must be a bomb. Dodge all tactical evasions. In an instant, Jiaji's soul surged and he quickly left the square to enter a castle for refuge. Bang 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 bang. As each grenade fell emotionlessly, the entire kingdom of Germa instantly turned into a sea of flames. Soldiers were engulfed by flames one after another. A large number of surviving residents, soldiers, royal maids, and others are anxiously running around in search of shelter. At this point the silver aircraft, resembling a terrifying harvesting machine, suddenly took a dive. Two Gatling machine guns extended from both ends and began diving and strafing repeatedly. What kind of killing weapon is this? Jiaji hid in the royal castle and looked out the window at the already imprisoned kingdom of Jelma, his heart dripping with blood. Jiaji, what exactly happened? A middle-aged man with a crown hurriedly arrived in front of Jiaji. I saw the purgatory-like situation outside at a glance. All of this made the king's eyes widen and he was torn apart. It was that unidentified aircraft that did it. Jiaji gritted his teeth and stared fixedly at the silver aircraft outside, constantly diving and strafing. In his eyes, besides sadness and anger, the original greed was even more intense. Who? At this moment, the silver aircraft suddenly made a dive and approached the royal castle. The tail wing of the Spitfire began to adjust its orientation and erupted downwards. Then the aircraft hovered and stopped in front of the window where Gotzi and the king were located. A passage opened at the bottom of the aircraft, and the metal ladder slowly descended, perfectly resting on the window of the castle. I thought who was attacking me in such a primitive way. It turned out to be the kingdom of Jelma, a scientific armed family. However, I doubt your authenticity because your methods have started in Taiyuan. A tall figure wearing a white windbreaker and a pair of glasses leisurely walked out of the aircraft. It's the divine photo of pretending to be forced down. I want your life. Jiaji suddenly burst into action with a long spear in his hand, and in an instant, he came to Shen Zhao, stabbing towards him with one shot. Bang! Shen Zhao remained calm and composed, with 2 more pistols in his hand, and casually fired a shot at Jiaji. Bang! The bullet hit Jiaji's spear, and the tremendous force instantly caused Jiaji's spear to deviate from its direction. How could it be? Without the aura of armed colors, how could a pistol be so powerful? Jiaji's eyes were full of disbelief, but then he showed a fierce expression. Shit! A smoke shot out from the middle of the spear, and the spear in Jiaji's hand suddenly erupted at an even more astonishing speed. And instantly returned to the previous trajectory, stabbing in front of Shen Zhao. Well, the jet propulsion system can barely be seen. Shen Zhao remained calm and composed, and the revolver in his right hand was just 1 shot. Left wheel mystery. Collapse shooting. Bang! A shooting sound different from the previous bullet sounded. Jiaji's long spear suddenly shattered inch by inch, and the bullets continued to trend as they pierced through the spear and then directly pierced Jiaji's shoulder. Ah! Jiaji let out a scream and took a few steps back, covering his shoulder that had been pierced and bleeding, his eyes filled with fear. Collapse shooting. The wandering gunman, who understood the meaning of the revolver, fired a precise and powerful bullet with extremely powerful penetration. Roaming gunmen use a revolver, while ammunition experts use automatic pistols. So Shen Zhao is a left-hand automatic pistol and a right-hand revolver. Ammunition experts excel in improving bullets, as a small bullet can be transformed into various functions and immense power by ammunition experts. In the end, it can even destroy a country with just 1 bullet. It is a profession that pursues power. So the more bullets an ammunition expert's automatic pistol contains, the stronger it becomes. Overload loading technology is the foundation of ammunition experts. The bullets in the revolver of the wandering gunman are ordinary bullets. However, the roaming gunman greatly enhances the shooting power by utilizing shooting angles, techniques, and other factors. Simply put, it's all about enhancing the power of bullets. Ammunition experts rely on scientific research. Roaming gunmen rely on their own powerful abilities. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 19. Me, Shin Xing, One for War. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Bygum, Golden Lion, Roger, Cap, Whitebeard, and this Kato. All of them are upright young men. Shen Zhao scanned around and immediately identified everyone's identities. After all, they are all easy to recognize, aren't they? And Shen Zhao also asked Hong Ho to collect their detailed information. At present Kapu is 42 years old. Whitebeard is 38 years old. Gombakin Stussy is 40 years old. Baigu Mamu is 32 years old. Kaido is 23 years old. The age of the Golden Lion is unknown. This beautiful woman is the future Miss Bakin. She's 2 years older than Whitebeard, how could she be so young? What fruit ability is it? Or is it born without aging? But in the future, she will indeed become old and ugly. After the divine photo came down and greeted the ant, he stared at Gombakin Stussy. Little devil, what are you looking at? Gombakin Stussy blinked at the divine light, appearing very enchanted. But as soon as she thought about her future, Shen Zhao couldn't help but shiver. Little ghost, I remember you. After a brief moment of shock, Bygum remembered the divine light. After all, when she was in the Valley of the Gods, the image of the gods left a deep impression on her. That's a little ghost who let go of a powerful fruit. Lingling, who is this little baby? It looks like she's only in her teens. The Golden Lion asked with a smile. I don't know his name, but 2 years ago, it was because of this kid that I didn't get that meatball fruit. Baigumamu stared at Shen Zhao with a deadly intent in his eyes. What? Meatball fruit. Is it the one stolen by the Tianlong people from Beehive Island? Isn't Lox calling us to the Valley of God just for the sake of meatballs and fruits? How old was that little ghost 2 years ago? Cap, Roger, Raleigh, and Jabba didn't react much. But the other members of the original Rox Pirates group showed a shocked expression. Wow, it's like this. As a pirate, one day something will be stolen, ha ha ha. Kapu burst out laughing at the words. I said, what kind of madness did Lox go out of his mind at that time? He called you all up to attack the Tianlong people. Roger also had a sudden expression on his face. But is that meatball fruit so important? Raleigh looked puzzled. I have heard of that fruit, and it is said that after eating it, one can have a pair of hands that liberate everything. Jabba said seriously. One time the focus of the whole audience was on Shen Zhao. Whether it's the cool king-level fighter jet with a strong sense of technology like Shen Zhao. And there was also the tremendous strategic firepower unleashed by the king-class fighter jet just now. It's still Shen Zhao's calm and confident demeanor in dealing with them. And the incident 2 years ago when the divine light blocked Bigam. It's enough to arouse curiosity among these big shots. Ha ha ha, Lingling, do you still remember that blocking you for a moment made me proud and scared for a long time? But your figure has gained a little weight compared to 2 years ago, hasn't it? Shen Zhao laughed heartily. That calm and relaxed appearance doesn't look like a teenager no matter what. Little devil, you're looking for death. If it weren't for the sudden arrival of Satan from the 5 old stars, do you think you could have left my hands alive? Baigu Mamu's face became even more ferocious. Didn't I kick Satan too? Shen Zhao raised his eyebrows and said. So you are a slave of the Tianlong people. In the past, the Valley of God seemed to have saved many slaves because a slave ate the flesh ball fruit. Kapu asked with a flickering expression. Wrong, I'm not a slave to the Tianlong people. Shen Zhao immediately denied it. No. Everyone didn't quite believe it. They feel that Shen Zhao just doesn't want to admit it, but they must have already been imprinted with the dragon's hoof mark on their bodies. Let me introduce myself. My name is Shen Zhao, a native of the Valley of God, a person born for war. Shen Zhao placed a silver metal box over 3 meters long on the ground and introduced himself to everyone with a smile. The indigenous people of the Valley of God. People born for war. Shining light. I haven't heard of it. After hearing this, all the big shots looked puzzled. I just showed a slight interest in the identity of the indigenous people of Shinzhou Valley. Ha ha ha, it turns out that even the indigenous people in the Valley of God have survived, so the traces of the existence of the Valley of God will continue to exist in the world. Roger suddenly said happily. What the hell is this? Others are completely indifferent to this. Hey kid, you're here to grab treasure too? Whitebeard suddenly asked. No. Shen Zhao immediately denied it. No. The more people listen, the more they feel confused. I am here to announce to you that Black Iron Island belongs to me from now on, and everything on the island belongs to me, whether it is treasure or people. By the way, that woman is also mine. Shen Zhao pointed to Kunchiro, whose breath was weakening and her blood was almost drained. The scene fell into silence. The big shots all looked at the divine photos like idiots. Make Shen Zhao suddenly feel a bit awkward. Oh, forget it, I'm still a child, give me some love. Roger suddenly laughed. Humph, I turned out to be a lunatic. Go to hell, you little devil. Kaido is much more direct. Without hesitation, he picked up his wolf tooth stick and strode towards Shen Zhao before smashing it with a stick. Firearm blocking. Shen Zhao remained calm and composed when he saw the situation. With a revolver and an automatic pistol in his hands, he crossed and blocked it. Boom! Intense energy erupted from 2 people at the center. Shen Zhao remained motionless and easily blocked Kaido's attack. Firearm blocking. The basic melee skills of a sharpshooter are capable of withstanding enemy attacks and guiding their strength to counterattack, creating opportunities for counterattacks. What? Kaido was stunned. He is now 5 meters tall and has been known as the strongest soldier since childhood. His stick was blocked by this little ghost over 1 meter tall. Grid anti-shock. But then something even more unbelievable happened to Kaido. Suddenly, Shen Zhao's hands erupted with a very strong force, causing Kaido to stumble with a sudden shock. Deadly return shot. Then, the whole body was turned around in an incredible posture. The revolver in his hand was fired directly at Kaido. Fatal rebound. The roaming gunner forcefully counterattacks the enemy after being attacked, and can take action at any time and angle. This move also has an advanced skill called soul counterattack. Regardless of any attack, one can seize a moment to counterattack. But the spiritual counterattack is profound, and Shen Zhao has not yet understood it. Not good. Kaido felt danger from the revolver and quickly stabilized his figure, frantically wanting to move his body. Bang! Hmph! Gunshots rang out, and Kaido muffled a groan as he covered his bleeding arm. At the last moment, Kaido managed to dodge the bullet aimed at the heart. Surprisingly able to pierce through my arm, even though I didn't use my dominance, the power of your gun is definitely extraordinary. Kaido took 2 steps back and said with a flickering expression. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 27. Farewell. You are listening at novelfull.audio. By the way, can you really save that Kunchiro? After chatting for a while, Kaido suddenly asked. I need to undergo a human body modification and a mechanical heart replacement. It takes a lot of time for me to do it alone, but I also have a partner who can help me complete it when the time comes. Shen Zhao said. How about you cure her and let her join my Beast Pirates team? The conditions are up to you. Kaido is still very persistent about animal-related abilities. Not to mention this is an ancient species. Moreover, Kunchiro has such strength at such a young age, and his potential is definitely not below his second in command. Don't think about it, I still need her to help me manage Black Iron Island. She has been doing very well in the past 2 years, hasn't she? Shin Dao. That's a pity. Kaido knew from the divine's tone that there was no further discussion on this topic. Half a day later it's getting dark now. The results have finally been determined over there. As predicted by Kaido. Whitebeard, Bega, and Golden Lion shared a large amount of treasure on Black Iron Island. Shen Zhao asked Hongho to scan, and surprisingly, this Black Iron Island has nearly 20 billion yuan of treasure. It simply refreshes Shen Zhao's understanding of pirates. This is normal. Pirates in the New World can manage countries and learn how to operate normally. Before, Black Iron Island only sold raw materials like black iron. Later, Qinghua established a weapons factory and began to make big profits. It's normal to have so many treasures. Kaido said. Transactions between pirates generally do not require money. But with treasure. After all, pirates are all thieves who rob treasures, and if they do, they don't need to exchange it for money. They just trade with the treasures. Alright, they all left with their subordinates, and I also left. Take over this island quickly. You're lucky, all 3 factories haven't been destroyed. Kaido stood up, and the wound on his body had almost healed. When I went to the island, I first extinguished a group of people around the factory, and then had my fighter jets use green machine guns to sweep away those who were approaching the factory. What do you think? Shin Dao. Then look forward to our transaction. After Kaido finished speaking, he transformed into a green dragon and rushed into the clouds to leave. Whitebeard, Bega, and Golden Lion all came with human hands. Only Kaido came alone. It is estimated that Kaido is also aware that his current subordinates are just dying. Now this island is in a mess, take over a fart. God instructed to find the remaining manpower of the Green Fire pirates on the island. The Tsinghua pirates were directly beaten this time, leaving only 2 or 3 big and small cats. The entire island was also beaten to pieces. The residents on the island did not die much. Mainly because this is a new world, it is prone to pirate wars. So the residents of the new world usually have shelters, they hide in battle, and come out to rebuild their homes after the battle. Haiti Island has a history of mining for hundreds of years. There are many caves in underground mineral veins, which are very suitable for avoiding the wars of pirates. You guys, this island belongs to me now. Please arrange for manpower to rebuild the island first. Shen Zhao said to the dozen or so injured people in front of him. Big, sir, can you really rescue our co-captain? A person stood up and looked at the frozen Kunchiro, tears streaming down her face as she asked. Sure, but give me some time. I'll take her for treatment now. Remember, we must protect the factory, this is the value of this island. Shen Zhao reminded. Shen Zhao is not worried that other pirate groups may have the same idea here. The islands where such a great war occurs are usually turned into ruins, with no treasures or supplies. The people on the island face many difficulties in rebuilding their lives. Who would come to grab such a place? Pirates make quick money. Few people like Tsinghua manage their islands well and accumulate wealth. Generally, this type of person can declare the establishment of a country and become a king after more than a decade of managing the island well. Many countries in the New World were founded by pirates. Don't worry, sir. As long as you can rescue the co-captain, we will definitely pledge our loyalty to you to the death. Looking at the teenager in front of them, they were very respectful. They witnessed with their own eyes the battle between Shen Zhao and the group of big shots with white beards. At the same time, they still have joy in their hearts. With such a young powerhouse coming to lead them, Black Iron Island will definitely be better in the future than before. Let's go. Shen Zhao carried Kunchiro onto the king-level fighter jet and then roared away. Early the next morning Organ Island, Bega Punk, come and help me with the body modification of this woman. Shen Zhao took Kunchiro into Burgapunk's laboratory. Burgapunk has experience in modifying semi-mechanized animals and also has equipment for modification. Human body modification. I haven't tried it yet, let me take a look. Burgapunk appeared very interested in this matter and quickly approached to investigate. Hiss, let's not talk about having a broken arm. My heart has been punctured. How can I reform it? Burgapunk shook his head immediately upon seeing it. I have the technology here. Let me first build an alloy heart and initiate a research project. What can't we do together? Red Queen, transmit the data of the alloy heart drive device, as well as the overclocking alloy prosthetics and artificial overclocking neural sensors to him. Shen Zhao naturally won't pass on the technology to Burgapunk together. I only provided the finished product data calculated by Burgapunk. We need to test the data again when the actual finished product is produced by Shen Zhao. Wow, it's a brand new technology again, then I need to take a closer look. Burgapunk immediately became excited. At the same time Naval Headquarters Marshal's Office, Bastard Cap, I sent you to Black Iron Island to let you occupy it. Black iron is a good material for making weapons, and there is a huge demand. You even went to fight Roger and forgot the main thing. This is a task you voluntarily applied for. You're just a jerk, idiot. Steel Bones angrily slammed the table. Curse loudly at Cap sitting below. What, when I applied for the task, I originally said to go catch Roger. Cap dug his nostrils indifferently. There were 2 men and 1 woman sitting next to Kapu. They are General Warring States, General Zifa, and Staff Crane. You fart. The steel air made the eyes stare round. Marshal, calm down. Actually, it's not Cap's fault this time, after all, he's weak and weak. The other party is Roger and those rocks remnants. During the Warring States period, he quickly came out to help Kapu smooth the situation. Hmph. Steel Bone Kong snorted at the words and didn't continue to scold Kapu. Nowadays, our military strength is not enough to control the New World. Originally, Black Iron Island was part of our attack plan, but in the past 2 years, the remnants of Rox's party have risen one after another, squeezing our foothold in the New World. To be blunt, their rise has made it difficult for us to move forward in the New World. He calmly analyzed. Those are all tough characters, and their current rise is probably just the beginning. Fortunately, apart from Charlotte Lingling and the Golden Lion who have already begun to show their heroic spirit, there is nothing else to be afraid of. Zifa Dao. What are you talking about, Zifa? What about Whitebeard? And the young intern from the Rocks Pirates, and Roger, you don't even mention these. Kapu immediately said. Whitebeard has not settled down yet, has not occupied territory, let alone expanded. It just took in more people to board the ship, so it is not a threat at the moment. Roger is even more of a scumbag at sea. Although Kaiduo is starting to expand his influence, he is still young and his strength is limited. Glancing at Cap during the Warring States period, he said. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 15. Refusing Jiaji. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Who the hell are you? Jiaji covered his arm and stared at Shen Zhao in a deep voice, asking. My name is Shen Zhao, a person born for war. Shen Zhao gave a slight smile. Then he turned back to look at the kingdom of Jelma, which had turned into a sea of infernal fire, and squinted his eyes with a smile of enjoyment. War is really fascinating, isn't it? After Shen Zhao finished speaking, he turned back to look at the two with a smile. You bastard little devil. The king of Jelma stared at the divine light, his eyes filled with anger and hatred. Are you the divine light? Jiaji was stunned at the words. Oh. Do you know me? Shen Zhao was not surprised. When he arrived, Shen Zhao observed it on the king-level fighter jet. The soldiers of Jelma were equipped with their own simplified automatic pistols and high-explosive grenades. I've heard someone mention your name. Jiaji gritted his teeth. He never imagined that Du Feld's weapon development genius was just a teenager. Jiaji is already 20 years old. Did you hear from Feld? Yes, your soldiers from Jelma are equipped with my pistols and grenades. God shines on the leisurely path. Jiaji, do you know him? Who the hell is he? At this moment, the king looked at his son somewhat bewildered. Father, I'll explain it to you later. After replying, Jiaji looked at Shen Zhaoji and asked. Why launch an attack on my kingdom of Jelma? Did your head get caught in the door? Didn't you first use firepower to block the forward path of my king-level fighter jet? You'll take action first, and no one's going to fight back. Shen Zhao sneered. I'm just protecting the country's airspace, this is a routine probing attack. Jiaji felt suffocated and then defended himself. Damn it, do you really treat me like a child? So it seems like I'm really going to destroy your Jelma today. Unfortunately, there are quite a few legends in your country. Shen Zhao is too lazy to listen. Turn around and prepare to return to the king-level fighter jet. Slow down. Jiaji was startled and quickly rushed towards Shen Zhao. Click. Shen Zhao suddenly turned around, and the still-cold revolver had already pressed against Jiaji's unresponsive head. Give me a reason not to kill you. Well, our kingdom of Jelma wants to do a deal with you. Gotzi's forehead exuded a trace of cold sweat. The current Jiaji still looks very tender. Trading. Are you talking about weapons? Shen Zhao raised his eyebrows. Yes, we need all the weapons carried on your aircraft, and they are in large quantities. It would be best if you could also provide us with a few of them. The price is reasonable. Jiaji hurriedly said. What a fuss. I haven't established a production factory yet. How could I get you so many weapons? All my belongings are on the aircraft. Shen Zhao rolled his eyes. Build a factory, I will provide you with funds, and I guarantee to eat all your weapons produced. At this moment, Jiaji was no longer nervous or angry. His eyes were filled with excitement. Do you know what my weapons represent? Do you know what kind of huge waves will be caused by these weapons flowing into the world? Shen Zhao looked disdainful. Selling weapons to the world. It's noisy. This way, the money can't be spent, but what are the advantages of Shen Zhao? When the enemy comes to cause trouble, they will have more weapons handmade by the divine than the divine, and it will be a blow. The original plan of Shen Zhao was just to randomly sell submachine guns, grenades, pistols, and so on to obtain funds. But now the excitement and greed in Jiaji's eyes have made Shen Zhao even more vigilant. Arms, of course, you have to stay in your own hands. It seems that in the future, if we want to find other ways to make money, even if it's in the arms business, we can at most do some conventional things. Shen Zhao's mind has already begun to replan his future. I know better than you what these advanced weapons represent today. Don't worry, my kingdom of Jelma will definitely not bring these into the market. The kingdom of Jelma never sells its technology. But instead, it uses technology to build armies to help other countries fight and earn money. Cut, why should I sell you these weapons? Isn't it better if I had these weapons myself? Divine Light disdains. Your technology must be lacking in funds and resources at this level, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't have simplified weapons and sold them to Du Feld. I can provide you with a continuous stream of funds. Jiaji hurriedly said. Needless to say, it seems that for the sake of knowing Feld, I won't destroy you all today. Let's go. Without hesitation, Shen Zhao turned around and returned to the king-level fighter jet. Then, in the face of Gotzi's unwillingness, the king-level fighter jet instantly soared into the clouds and then broke through the air. Jiaji, who exactly is this little ghost? After Shen Zhao left, the king began to inquire about Jiaji. Father, you have also seen that your own technology is everything. First, take care of this and count the losses, and then I will slowly tell you. Jiaji's eyes suddenly became firm. Inside the King-class fighter jet, have you collected data on this brief war after becoming famous? Shen Zhao lay on the sofa with a flickering expression and asked. Collected and stored in the database. Hmph Dao. Then save it first, and I'll compare the data when I have time to see what needs improvement. Shen Zhao nodded. The second awakening of ammunition experts is to understand the merits of the battlefield. In fact, it is constantly improving one's existing weapon technology during war, ultimately achieving a perfect state. This is applicable to several other roads. Understood. Hmph Dao. Then go find the Devourer now. Understood. After 1 hour Beast Island, a pirate ship slowly appeared at sea level, approaching the island. Captain, please be patient again. We'll dock 2,000 meters ahead, and there's plenty of food on top for you to eat. You can't eat the boat. A small servant holding a machete looked at the strong man who was eating the rudder with a bitter face and spoke out to persuade him. The strong man who is eating the rudder of the ship is the Devourer. There is also a group of pirate minions surrounding. Then hurry up and get me ashore. I'm already starving, come on, give me your knife to eat. The Devourer snatched the machete from the minion's hand without hesitation and threw it into his mouth. Then it started to chew with a clicking sound. It looks delicious to eat. Pop. But suddenly the Devourer's head instantly exploded. Blood, brains, and the crushed iron slag in his mouth instantly splattered everywhere. The small henchmen surrounding were splashed one by one. Silent. There was a silence on the scene. Everyone present is completely blank at this moment. Bang! At this moment, a violent gunshot was heard from the island ahead. The bullet arrived first, followed by the sound. The speed of bullets is much faster than that of sound. Here on a tree in the jungle of Beast Island, well, this TRG heavy sniper rifle really makes me love it. It took out a person's head 2 kilometers away. Who would believe that? Shen Zhao lazily stood on the thick trunk of the tree, carrying a heavy sniper rifle with a length of nearly 3 meters on his shoulder. Sniper is a profession that really fascinates men. If I form or join a pirate group in the future, I will become a sniper. Perhaps in the future, I can still spar with Jesus, but I'm afraid my weapon will bully him too much. Shen Zhao murmured in his mouth, his eyes resting on the scope again. Boom! Another shot. The huge recoil of the TRG heavy sniper rifle made Shen Zhao slide out of the tree trunk. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 29. Human Body Transformation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Organ Island, want to live. This is just like the wanted list for future Sanji. And it doesn't even say I'm a pirate. As God instructed, he threw his wanted notice aside. Shen Zhao doesn't care at all about this kind of thing. Shen Zhao is about to move to Black Iron Island in the New World, where there will be no navy to catch him. So Shen Zhao began to focus on what was in his hand. It is the manufacturing of artificial alloy hearts. 1 week later, is this the artificial heart you made? Bega Punk looked at a metallic heart shining with a fluorescent blue light, like a treasure. It's an alloy overclocking heart drive device. Shining a white light on Bega Punk's face, he then said. After turning red, display the measured data. The screen in front of Shen Zhao began to display data from the alloy heart test. Why is this data so much better than the data you gave me before? The theoretical data before has already shocked me, I didn't expect the physical data to be even better. Bega Punk was greatly shocked. Indeed, I didn't expect it to be like this either. Shen Zhao said. Actually, Shen Zhao already knew this would happen. Because the data given by Shen Zhao to Bijayapunk is from the Metal Warrior technology in Shen Zhao's inheritance. But nowadays, Shen Zhao is not limited to the technology of Metal Warriors. The Introduction to Machinery and Arc Reactor, as well as other technologies, have been studied year-round by the god of mechanical warfare. The artificial alloy heart created by Shen Zhao is stronger than the inherited alloy warrior technology in his mind. Can people who install this heart with the name overclocking drive, which means it can operate at an overload? Blood vessels, nerves, muscles, and so on, these are all issues that need to be considered. Unless a full-body mechanical transformation is carried out to turn the entire body into a machine. Bega Punk raised a question. No problem, she is an animal type, snake fruit, ancient species, titan python form capable person. Her physical body is very strong, and her endurance and recovery abilities far exceed those of ordinary people. If awakened in the future, she can still be stronger. Shen Zhao has long considered this issue. It is impossible to drive at overclocking except for an alloy body. But there are devil fruits in this world. Those who possess the ability of animal demon fruits possess a physical body far beyond that of ordinary people. So even if it's just a modification part, overclocking drive can still be used. Where's the power? Where does the power of the heart come from? I remember you haven't broken through energy source technology yet. Bega Punk asked again. This alloy heart itself uses a kinetic energy absorption device, which can convert kinetic energy into energy to provide power, just like a real heart, absorbing human movement for energy conversion, and then repeating itself. Shen Zhao said. I see, this heart is not only a driver, but also a battery that can convert and store energy. Bega immediately understood. And I also added superpower battery technology during the manufacturing process. Even if she doesn't exercise, she can store energy by charging. Red Queen. When it comes to this divine image, I shout Red. Sir, according to calculations, if not overcharged, charging once can provide 3 months of power energy. If you want to perform overclocking drive, then it depends on the frequency used for calculation. Red Queen replied. How long can the maximum open overclocking drive last? Bega asked. 1 hour. Hongho Dao. Fight with all your might for an hour. Bega understood. Not only that, but what the Red Queen calculated was only the superpower battery part inside, as well as the kinetic energy absorption device. Shen Zhao immediately said. I see, although overclocking drives consume a lot of energy, they can also create more kinetic energy to provide energy conversion and circulation for the heart. This is really a genius idea. Bega was amazed. I asked the Red Queen to calculate that if the two are combined and overclocking is fully activated, you can fight for at least 4 hours to your heart's content. Shen Zhao also showed a satisfied smile. If the arc reactor technology breakthrough you mentioned in the future is to be added to this heart. Bega immediately thought of further possibilities. Not bad, the combination of the three will probably be enough for her to fight wholeheartedly for 3 days and nights without any problem, provided that other parts of her body can withstand such high-intensity combat. Shen Zhao nodded. He had already thought about this, and the arc reactor would definitely be added in the future. Genius, according to God, you are truly a genius, not inferior to me at all. Bega once again sighed. Are you praising me or yourself? God shines silently. Of course it's praising myself. Bega said without hesitation. Alright, the most difficult thing is to fix the heart. Next is the overclocking alloy prosthetics and artificial overclocking neural sensors. Give me 3 days and I should be able to succeed. Shin Dao. Then I'll also get ready. I've been observing and recording her body data, as well as some equipment. Bega a tech enthusiast, immediately excitedly went back to prepare. Participating in this level of technological transformation would be of great benefit to both Shingen and Bega can accumulate a lot of valuable experience data. So the two of them began to busy themselves again. 3 days later Shen Zhao has manufactured prosthetics and neural sensors. It's far beyond the predicted data again. Everything is complete, let's talk about improving the renovation plan. We have made a rough plan for you to take a look at, and we must ensure that everything is foolproof. Bega presented the renovation plan to the Divine Light. There are still many areas that need to be improved in your plan. There is a complete renovation plan for Shen Zhao here, but for some medical problems on the human body, technical support is needed from Bega After 2 days of intense discussion, Shen Zhao and Bega have finally finalized a perfect plan. So he pushed the frozen Kunchiro onto the instrument and began to thaw. Heart removal completed, start installing artificial alloy heart. The installation of the artificial heart is completed. Start the test at minimum power first. Successfully launched, the body has started to circulate blood under the drive of the artificial heart, and the installation of an ultrasonic alloy arm has begun. The alloy arm was successfully installed, with blood vessels and nerves fully connected. Finally, the installation of neural sensors began. The installation of the neural sensor has been successful. Start the arc electromagnetic activation of the nerve and test the transmission of data by the neurons. After 15 hours of surgical modification, finally arrived at the final moment. Have I started activating neural sensors? This moment Kunchiro lay naked on an operating table, revealing her perfect jade body, connected to various mechanical pipelines and circuits. She has a delicate and perfectly white body, but the only downside is a long stitched scar on her chest. The arms also turned into black alloy machinery. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. Shin Impact and Bega Punk. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yeah, I don't have the funds. I have a lot of technologies that can improve our island's life, but I don't have the funds to implement them. Now I just want to warm up our island first, so that everyone's life can be better and we can cultivate food. Bergapunk immediately looked seriously at the divine photo when he said this. So Shen Zhao, hurry up and lay up the flame voltage circuit. I really can't make the villagers wait any longer. Bergapunk actually shed tears as he spoke, appearing very sad. Why did the topic come back again? Shen Zhao reluctantly stopped what was in his hand and turned to look at Bergapunk. Shen Zhao, for the past year, you have been using the funds I have raised to research your various weapons. I don't blame you, but at least you should fulfill your promise. Bergapunk said sadly. But I have already used up the funds. After a moment of silence, Shen Zhao spread his hands. There's no way, mainly because this Bergapunk is too easy to deceive. Don't look at him as an absolute genius in technology. I even ate the Superman brain fruit, which has unlimited capacity like cloud storage. This brain fruit is equivalent to having a computer, and all you need to do is store things in your own head. And what about the divine light? Either record the experimental data in a notebook or on a computer with a different world. Such a massive amount of data, Shen Zhao's mind can't remember it. But Bergapunk can do it with his brain fruit. In terms of emotional intelligence, Bergapunk is definitely not very good. At least Shen Zhao easily fooled Bergapunk for a whole year with a simple move to shift the topic. Used up. What about the funds I just pulled in? Bergapunk suddenly widened his eyes. You only brought in less than 300 million, and the light particle collider I asked you to build is only 200 million. Shen Zhao pouted and said. What? Bergapunk suddenly froze in place. Well, what should we do? It's all my fault, woo 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 woo, Bergapunk wailed loudly as he pounded his chest and feet. In this way, you can go and raise another batch of funds, no need to worry, 150 million yuan can be spread. Shen Zhao finally sighed and said. 150 million belly. Not enough, right? That's all the materials we need, and we have to hire workers or something. Upon hearing this, Bergapunk stopped crying and quickly asked with tears hanging on his face. Stupid, what kind of worker should we hire? The people on your organization island are already skilled in mechanical skills, and they still need to pay for their work. You can directly mobilize them to work according to the drawings we designed, and it won't take half a year to get it done. Shen Zhao rolled his eyes. Yes, I'll do it right away. Bergapunk suddenly became excited and couldn't wait to leave. But just as Bergapunk was about to leave the gate, he suddenly stopped in his tracks. So what's going on? Shen Zhao impatiently looked over. But where am I going to attract investment again? Bergapunk asked with a cute expression on his face. How do I know? You go grab it, borrow it, or go find someone who lends high-interest loans. Anyway, you know how your previous funds came from. Shen Zhao said lightly. What you're saying, I can't understand. Upon hearing this, Bergapunk immediately vehemently denied it. But just like him, everyone knows he's lying. Do you think I don't know? You take the people on the island to rob those passing ships and loot their supplies. Shen Zhao rolled his eyes again. Previously, Shen Zhao thought that Bega was a pure scientist with no strength to bind his hands. Until one divine moment when he witnessed Bega with a group of people holding guns and engaging in a gunfight with a group of pirates. At that time, Shen Zhao exclaimed that adults in the world of pirates were not simple. Even Dr. Mitsuba, the most respected scholar in the world at O'Hara, was a captain of a pirate group 10 years ago, searching the world for historical texts. Also caught by the Navy 10 times. Later, he settled in O'Hara and attracted countless scholars who admired him. Only then did the world-renowned scholar Holy Land of O'Hara emerge. What I robbed was all from pirates. Bega hurriedly said. I don't care how you got here, anyway, that's how things are. You figure it out yourself. After Shen Zhao finished speaking, he ignored Bega and turned to continue his research on the machine. After a flicker of expression, Bega also left the laboratory. 1 week later, Shen Zhao, hurry up, the funds are in place. Come and help me check if there are any areas in this planning map that can be modified or saved money. The villagers have agreed to help for free. Bega excitedly found the divine photo. Don't bother me, that plan is the best solution we've worked on together a long time ago. Shen Zhao poured a white liquid onto a dark red metal and said. Zizizi, I saw the dark red metal slowly melting as soon as it met the white liquid. In just 10 seconds, it turned into a metallic liquid. What is this thing? Bega immediately looked straight. Lower-level catalyst, one of the 3 materials I developed. The way of God shining without lifting his head. It's amazing that it can quickly catalyze metals. What kind of metal is this? It's actually dark red. Bega approached with a curious expression on his face. Lower-level catalysts can liquefy solids without damaging the molecular structure of the object. This metal is called lower element crystallization, which has strong heat resistance, toughness, and stretchability, as well as both hardness and wear resistance. As Shen Zhao spoke, he poured the metal liquid into a complex gun-shaped mold. Then he took out a drop of transparent liquid from his arms and dropped it into it. Click, 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 a magical scene happened. The metal, which had already become liquid, suddenly began to solidify rapidly and turn from dark red to blood red. What is this? It seems to have improved the performance of metals. Bega looked shocked. But his gaze remained as sharp as ever. Lower-level hardener, capable of instantly shaping and solidifying liquids, and strengthening hardness and toughness. The plasticity was completed, and Shen Zhao reached out and took out the pistol, which had already turned into a blood-red crystal inside, and then loaded it with a magazine. You have great potential for these 3 materials, and their applications are simply too broad. Whether it's military or civilian, do you have any data information? Show me. Bega exclaimed excitedly. Come on, this is my unique skill, especially in material technology. I can't show you it. Shen Zhao mercilessly chose to refuse. Why is that so? Didn't my research data also be made public to you? Bega immediately pounced on her with a coquettish expression. I didn't let you make it public. To be honest, your technology hasn't been very helpful to me. As for the energy technology that I value the most, I'm already ahead of you. My superpower battery is almost complete. Shen Zhao said directly. Superpower battery. So you'll be able to independently drive large equipment soon. You can make a large robot. Bega became even more excited. The consumption is too fast, the stored energy is limited, and it also needs to be charged. This battery cannot generate energy, it just stores energy, and the power is not enough. At most, it will only drive the warship, and we still need the arc reactor to come out. Shen Zhao shook his head slowly. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.